Hey, it's Courier Girl, and I'm sitting in my office today, and I wanted to talk about customer service because I was in a situation kind of recently where I arrived at a place to pick up something at the same time another courier from another company was also picking up. I think they were dropping off, I was picking up. And it just amazed me at how rude they were. They kind of were rude. They kind of threw the thing down. They were just kind of had an attitude. And the person at the counter, after they left, or as they left, just kind of rolled their eyes like, oh, this person. They obviously didn't like that person. And so I just wanted to remind everybody that when you are doing courier work, you are the face of the company to that customer, whether you're picking up or delivering. And if you put forth a good demeanor, it's good customer service. And if you take care of their needs, it's good customer service. For instance, when I drop boxes off, I ask people where they want them. If I don't know, like if it's a regular customer, I already know where they want them because I've already asked. So I put them where the customer wants them, which doesn't mean that I just drop them off at the counter and let them handle it. If they want them, off to the side, I'll put them off to the side. One person used to ask me to put them on a shelf for them. I did that. Now I'm not going, down two hallways and around the corner and up the elevator and to another building just to do all that. But within reason, when you're dropping something off or picking something up, um, I try to accommodate what the customer needs. I do home delivery for pharmacy stuff also, and there's a lot of people who are really sick and they can't pick up a box off the porch. So I'll ask them, do you want me to put it somewhere? Sometimes I put it on their table. I've put stuff in their refrigerator if it needs refrigerated. I go that extra mile to put things wherever they want them. If it's raining out, I call them and I say, is it okay to leave outside? Because if they don't have like a covered porch or something, because I don't want their products to get ruined because of the rain. Or I try to also keep extra bags in my van, like plastic bags, just the cheap ones, so that I can put stuff in the bag if the weather's bad. So that's another thing. Another thing is I get to know the people who are regulars. Like I know their name and I know a little bit about them so that we can have a 2-second conversation. I can ask, how's their kid doing in school? How's your mom? Is she better if she was sick? Just little things like that. And people really appreciate that because so many people are so caught up in their own lives that they don't care about anyone else, it seems. So if somebody takes the time to remember something about you and care a little bit about you, then that puts a good, like they're happier. They're a little bit happier that day because somebody cared about them enough to ask. So there's that. The other thing that I do is if I notice something's out of the ordinary, I will bring it up to a person. For instance, I was picking up something the other day, and usually they have this one thing that they didn't have that day. And so instead of just going and leaving, I asked, I said, do you have any of these today? Because you always have them on this day of the week. And they're like, oh yeah, we forgot to put them out. So because I pay attention and because I know what typical people have, this is for my regulars, not for the one-offs, I can, kind of work with the customer to make sure that everything's all right. And if they didn't have it that day, they would just tell me, but they would appreciate the fact that I asked. So that's another thing. If I notice that somebody's a little down or not their usual self, I'll ask if everything's okay. I do stuff like that. When I'm doing the home deliveries, I call ahead. We're supposed to call ahead, but I also text if I don't get a hold of somebody because I want to make sure that I get in touch with that customer so that they know that their product is coming. And if I'm texting them and they're not going to be home, I'll take a picture and text it to them. Here you go, I just left it on your door. And people really appreciate that as well. Let's see, what else can I think of? If I have to call an office or call my dispatch, I'm always polite, I'm always pleasant, and I say succinctly but in detail exactly what I'm calling for. I know that they're very busy. I know they're taking tons of calls, so I will be friendly, but I will also be very businesslike and say, hey, I'm calling about XYZ customer, ticket number, blah, 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 and I need this piece of information so that they know exactly what I'm looking for and they can quickly take care of my issue. Okay, let's see what else. If I'm going to be running late, and sometimes this happens, especially if I'm on a long haul drive, like I'm driving 2 hours and then I get stuck in traffic and then it becomes 2.5 hours, I will call the customer and let them know that I'm running a half hour late. If it's going to be 5 minutes, then I always give them like a 15-minute window, so it's going to be just a little bit of time. I don't call then, obviously, but it's going to be more than just a little bit late, then I will call them. And if it's going to be more than just a little bit earlier, I will call them as well. What else? Oh, wherever you're picking up from, if you have a warehouse or a hub that you pick up from, I get to know the people there. I find that the more I accommodate them and the more friendly I am with them and the more I care about them, the more they're willing to do little extras for me. Like if I know that I got to get out of there early, I'll be like, hey, can you make sure my orders are ready? Because sometimes we have to wait. And they always try to accommodate me if they can, because I'm always accommodating with them. And I'm also willing to take extra stuff. So if there's a last minute order that's going down the street from where else I'm going, I'll just take it. I don't worry about it, or I'll say, hey, do you want me to take this? Whereas a lot of couriers don't do that. You know, they're just in and out really fast. And I'm in and out fast too, but I still have that extra customer service thing going, if that makes sense. All right, that's it. So just a little, I guess, ramble about customer service and the different ways that you can really go over the top to make your customers happy, because they're going to like working with you. And another bonus is they may even request you. I have a couple people that actually request me to do their deliveries. Okay, that's it. Happy driving, and I will see you on the road.